Take a look at my boy. It's the first time I ever mirrored his content and chimed in. Matt, I don't even know if you pay attention to this. I don't know if you'll see it, but I'll give you a big shout out. Your channel's the 33 Secrets. You're the first, if I remember correctly. I might have seen others before you, but you were the first one that really I subscribed to your channel and started really following. I haven't watched a lot of your stuff lately because I've been making my own content, been real busy with this, that, and the other. But I do check in every now and then. And you're the first, like they call dating coach that I've really latched onto. Matt speaks 100% the truth. I don't think there's anything that you've ever said that I've disagreed on. Not one damn thing. And you even got a card that I used to always want when I was younger, as a teenager, and even in my 20s, you got that DeLorean. Um, Matt, I forgot how old you are. I know a few years ago you said I think you're in your mid 40s, so I'm going to place you probably around 48. But you certainly don't look it. I mean, you could compete with the 20 somethings. You look that young. You looking good, and he's a smart guy. And if you listen to him, he's one of us. He's got his head screwed on straight. He is a conservative, and I think he's Catholic. I think you're Catholic. You said right. Well, a couple of years ago, I think you said that, and so am I. So I just want to give a shout out to my brother from another mother. He's talking about how in 10 years or less, feminism is dead, and listen to what he has to say about AI robots, and I might show another uh, what do you call him, dating coach or pickup artist person that I discovered after the 33 Secrets, which is Matt's channel, and I do watch this other one too, so I might incorporate part of that into this. But Matt's my first go-to guy, and I've talked about him with the guys at the gym. I said, you got to check out this channel, the 33 Secrets. You got to check out Matt. This guy's on it like white on rice. I love his Las Vegas videos too. They're great too. Let's check them out.
Will completely collapse.
Feminism will completely collapse.
I'm going to predict that feminism will completely collapse and fall.
It's collapsing right now.
Within the next 5 to 10 years. At the very latest by 2035, and I don't even think it's going to take that long. And the reason being is because feminism is really being supported and subsidized by, guess who? Women? No, by men. And really it's men who open the doors to feminism and all this like sexual liberation.
That's where all this nonsense and problems we've been having.
Women who did this, right? Because
with the breakdown of relationships and stuff like that has been from the burning of the bras in the 60s, the rise of feminism. And he's right, with men supporting that. And obviously it's going to be libtarded men that support that. And it's hit a crescendo, so to speak, or a culminating activity with the selfies. We can get into that. These newfangled, brainwashed women that think that that everything revolves around them. It's their movie. I mean, there's some stuff that I'm seeing out there in social media that's so damn ridiculous. I mean, it's every day a fucking selfie. Every day, just these glory hounds, these attention-starved women girls in their 20s, 30s, they're acting like they're damn teenagers, constantly taking selfies, walking their dogs. I don't even want to get into I really don't right now because it's pissing me off. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's stupid what I'm seeing.
Men. We do still run everything, right? We are the strongest, most violent creatures on the planet to this day. We have been since the caveman days. That's not changing anytime soon. When it comes to feminism, it's mostly men who have allowed this to flourish and just take over culture for the last 50 years. However, it is quickly coming to an end. It's already starting to decline in popularity a lot.
You know it's declining, Matt, because you yourself even show videos of these women on TikTok. Oh my God, why can't I find a man? Why can't I find because all the men that were good men, you put in the friend zone in your 20s while you rode the carousel with Chad. Take it away, Mike.
A lot of women are not wanting to call themselves feminists anymore. They don't want to be associated with it. They see where the movement's gone. It's no longer about women and equality. It's about supremacy. It's about power. It's about making everything female and trying to turn the world into a full-on matriarchy. And for a little while, I was worried. But I am no longer worried because not only, again, is feminism already just on the decline as it is. You don't have more women wanting to join and be feminists. You have more women running away from it. But what's going to cause it to really, really collapse is when they lose the support of the very people keeping it alive, which are simps. right? It's not women, right? Even though when you think of feminism, you think women. No, it's these simps, these men attending these women's marches and holding up their pride
Yeah,
flags and
libtards.
putting on their cheerleading outfits and going out with their pom poms and go, women, women, women. Once they
By the way, if you're a man and you call yourself a liberal, you need to turn in your man card. That's
lose
it.
these
Just turn
guys,
it in.
they're done. And they will lose these guys.
All right, commercial, Google of
Play
course.
Points unlocks a and I've said this so many times
The
before. A
rise.
lot of guys think it's creepy. I think it's creepy. I would never get involved with this, but a lot of these guys will. I guarantee you, a lot of these simps are nerds, really technological nerds that would do something like this. With the rise of AI girlfriends, and a lot of them are already turning to them. So it's not like this isn't already happening.
I watched another video today showing this. Literally, like this company, I forgot the name of it, but this company is making it more. They're making it more realistic. When I watched it, I watched a video of this company showcasing its women robots, how realistic and human-like they are. In my opinion, well, I'm gonna state this as a fact, not just me opining. They're not human-like at all, at all. Now they will be able to master this technology to the point that we won't be able to distinguish in a crowd of people walking on a sidewalk. We won't be able to tell who's a robot and who's not. But as of right now, they're still kind of clunky. They're lifeless. Their eyes are dead. You can't. This right here, your eyes, windows to the soul. Robots don't have a soul. So they always have that deadpan, dead look that, you know? And AI, let me tell you something. You know that movie Megan? And if you haven't checked it out, Megan, AI robot that the mother got for her daughter as like a toy slash, what do you call it? I don't want to say babysitter, but guardian, or one that overlooks a child when the mother's around, obviously, but as another helper with the child, something like that. Well, Megan develops her own jealousy towards people or anyone that she deems gets between her and the child, and she goes and kills an AI robot. What do you think these are going to do? And these men, these beta men, these soy boys are going to be turning to this for sex, companionship. It's AI. It's demonic. It's the devil. They have no soul. It's filled with demons. It'll turn on you, especially if your social credit score isn't right, if you said the wrong thing, probably online. The deep state will unleash it on you to kill you. And you're going to stick your wee-wee. First of all, this thing's made out of synthetic material. So obviously it's Proposition 65 in California, known to cause a C word that rhymes with answer. And these men are going to be sticking their wee-wees, their little wieners, inside this robot. Not only is their wieners touching that shit, the friggin' damn cancerous material, and you get what you deserve, but I'm waiting for the first case of the robot clamping down and ripping it off, Lorena Bobbitt style, but only even worse. But I digress. At any rate, y'all a bunch of dumbasses. I don't care how shitty the dating scene is because these friggin' new age women. I'll go stag to the party. I'll go solo to my grave if that's what I gotta do. But I'll be diggly darn. I'll be damned if I'm gonna get to stoop so low as to get one of these. But the men out there, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. It might cost $150,000, but the alternative is nowadays, sadly, get married. The woman finds someone else working online for finding the next best thing. She winds up divorcing you for no reason, and you wind up paying child support and alimony. Fact that noise.
Just the technology for AI girlfriends is still pretty rudimentary, but it does work. I mean, you have a lot of people turning to their AI chatbots for companion. And a lot of these like porn sites are already promoting their versions of an AI girlfriend. It's weird how porn is always ahead of everybody when it comes to marketing. They were the first to come out with like VHS tapes, membership programs, video streaming online. They're always ahead of this. And now they're promoting AI girlfriends. I think it's just like a bot for right now, but it's pretty customizable. I'm always fascinated by this stuff, like an emerging technology.
That company I mentioned, that I can't remember the name, they literally, if you get one of these female robots, sex slaves, basically what it is, which is ridiculous, but this is where we're at. You can thank these new age, I don't need a man, women types for that. But I digress. If you get tired of looking at their face and you want something different, you literally could get a different face put on the robot within 10 seconds. They could do it for you. This is how upside down, inside out this world is. It's insane. It's insane.
Technology and how they're always ahead. They're getting a lot of customers for it. They're doing pretty well with it. I could see the technology improving very rapidly. Back in the day, it would take like, a good decade or so to really get the technology to where you want it to be. Now we have artificial intelligence that can speed up the process a million times faster than ever before in history. The technology is going to improve at a rapid rate. And there are already some guys who are already acquired like an AI artificial girlfriend doll or whatever. It's very creepy to me, satanic in my opinion, but it's
It
happening.
is
It's not
satanic.
like we can stop it. I believe the first people in line to get these AI girlfriends are going to be simps. They're not going to be like high value chads or anything like that. It's going to be all the beta brads who can't get women, average frustrated chumps, losers, guys living in their mom's basement, keyboard jockeys, basically what you would consider an incel. These are the same guys that are usually the ones that claim to be like male feminists. These are typically the guys you would see at a women's march. These are typically the dudes you would see protecting women. That's misogynistic. Saying stuff like that, accusing you of like toxic masculinity. These will be the first guys who get in line for an AI girlfriend and happily pay for them. Right? Because some of these guys do have money. The more of these guys that get their AI girlfriend and get what they need from their AI girlfriend, they're not going to be attending these women's marches anymore. They're not going to be going out there in the cold, in the rain, in the snow with these unattractive harpies holding up their flag or their sign that says the future is female and all this. They're not going to waste their time doing any of that, in hopes of getting laid by one of those harpies when they have their AI girlfriend at home. Obviously, not all of them are going to do it. Some of them might find it creepy as well, just like we do. But all you need is about like not even half of those guys. You need like 30 to 40% of those guys. If they abandon feminism, if they abandon these marches and stop supporting these women because they're getting their fix from their AI girlfriend now, feminism's done. It's just done. You're not going to have the support of men. You're done. It's just like the WNBA. Without the support of the NBA, you're done. You could complain all you want. You could wear those t-shirts that say, "Where is our equal pay?" Do that all you want. Okay, but once the NBA realizes, like, we could just cut you off and then we cut you off, you're done.
That's right.
We could just cut you off and then we cut you off, you're done. You're no longer on TV. There's no more league. You have nothing to sell. You're now a nobody without a job. I really believe that once these simps start getting on board with all of these AI bots,
I want you to take a look. Sissy Mary right there. That's not a real man. That's not the Marlboro Man. It's not a real man. It's not a man with testosterone. That's what's going to go with this. And this is just satanic. This is the look in the eyes. Look at the kooky look. That's definitely the eyes of a Biden supporter right there. A Kamala Harris supporter. But take a look. Take a look at these eyes. This looks soulless right here. You got to be soulless to go with this. This is the look right here. There's no soul in this. This is going to be filled with demons. This is going to be controlled by AI. And it's all fake. It's all fake. Okay, you can't get a date. You tried for years on, all these newfangled women with their fucking damn selfies. They're walking the dog, showing their legs, panning down their legs. They're on elliptical, panning down their legs. I mean, it's ridiculous. But these are the beta males that go, "You so hot, like love, oh, you're so beautiful." No, you're not going to get a date with her, idiot. All you're doing is feeding her ego. They're attention glory hound, attention seeking, attention starved psychopaths is what they are. Constantly having selfies, constantly showing their body over here, over there. Every fucking day you see them, and it's disgusting. And this is why we are where we are, because these women are so into themselves. They think the whole world revolves around them. They get their rocks off by if a guy asks them out or asks them for a number, they get their rocks off by rejecting them. And these are good guys. I see it in my own personal life. People I know, friends of mine, good guys, literally getting rejected. There's one guy in particular getting rejected. And these girls have no clue of the high caliber guy that he is, and they're rejecting him. And I know it's I don't want to get into it, but it's disgusting what I see. It's disgusting. And so you got friends, people that I know that are guys pushing 30, guy in his mid 30s, getting dates, not happening, and they in a normal world they were already been married with kids, married with children. All right, I was married with children when I started having them at 22 years old. All right, I had three of them by the time I was 28. Yeah, I went through a divorce. Yes, I'll never do that again. I mean, it's got to be really right. God's got to like really, really pick me up and say, boy, this is the one. Otherwise, I'm not getting married again. It's a shame. It's a shame it's like that. But it's because of the condition of what these women are like nowadays. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about my mother's generation or older. I'm not even talking about a lot of my generation, because there's a lot of good people in my generation, women. However, I have seen a lot of women of my generation, or not a lot, but quite a few on social media, all tatted up, in their 40s, never been married, can't hold down a man, in bed with a 20-year-old, flaunting it all over social media and shit like that, in and out of relationships. I've seen plenty of these 20-year-olds and stuff in and out of relationships, having babies by different baby daddies and all that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's no wonder we are where we are, because you got these beta males that realize they're not going to get a date with this attention-seeking, so-called queen on the internet that's constantly showing her ass, constantly showing her legs, constantly scantily clad, every damn day. How old are you? You're 30-something years old. You're still doing this shit. Do you have kids? If you're married and you're doing this, shame on you, flaunting, having selfies and showing your body off like that every fucking day. Every damn day. Look at my legs. I'm walking. Look at my legs. Look at this. Look at my ass. Look at my ass. Look at this. Look at this down here. Look how scantily clad. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And that goes with women's lib. It's the look at me. I'm it. You're shit. Mentality. And so men are increasingly saying, you know what? I've had enough of this shit. I've had enough of this nonsense. I've had enough of this women's lib. I had enough of you saying you could what is it? I could take home the bacon and fry it up in a pan, something like that. It's like you could do it all. You don't need a man, right? That's what all this is. You don't need a man. Now they're starting to see that they do need us, but it's too late to apologize. It's too late. We're sick of it. And the retards like rejects like this are going after robots. The others, like myself and others that are single still to this day, I've been single since 2001. People like us, guys like us, we're flying, we're going at it alone. We're filling up our time being productive with other things. We don't need you. We'd like to have a good woman. Yes, we would. But it's not happening, so we make do and we just stay busy. We stay productive. All right? Big difference. And a lot of us, not all of us, who are not turning to robots are staying in church. I'm actually trying to go twice a week now instead of once. The more, the better. But you women you really need to straighten up. All right? The world does not revolve around you. On social media, you got all these beta males like this queer over here that's going after a robot. That's destruction on his part, and it will be severely destruction, especially on a soul. But when you go out in the real world, you're finding out that you ain't so bad after all. You ain't the attention. You're not getting the attention in other words, all that shit, all the beta males that are giving you, oh, you so hot, like love, you so sexy on the internet. That shit's not translating in the real world. In the real world, why am I at the gym and guys aren't approaching me? Why am I at the bar and guys aren't approaching me? I'm hot, but no one's approaching me. Because the internet's fantasy land. Try that in the real world and you see what happens. All right? Men don't want to approach you anymore. Well, they don't want to get blamed for something that they didn't do. How many times has a good guy, Justice Kavanaugh, and how many others have gotten blamed for something they didn't do? Woman 20 years ago comes out of woodworks and all that shit. He did this, he did that, he did it. Has to go through all that bullshit. Or getting married and you start cheating on him and looking for the next best thing on the internet while he's off at work slaving away for your ass, right? As you sit on your ass, as you try to work on the next best thing with your silent conversations on the internet, right? Right? And all of a sudden, he gets a Dear John letter, if that, and he's paying alimony and going through a divorce and has to pay for child support. Men are increasingly saying, "Fact that noise. Y'all did it to yourselves. You did to yourself. So cry
You
to me,
don't even need to
Don't
buy
cry
the
to me,
full-on
Argentina. I'm
robot, 'cause
sick
I'm
of this
sure
shit.
the actual robot will be expensive at first. Might be like 10 or 20 grand, right? I think they're like 25
It's
grand
more
right
than
now.
that.
But like all
Some of
technology,
them
it
are
will get
20, the cheaper
cheaper
ones.
as the months, as the years go by. I don't even think it'll be that long before they get very accessible for most people, where it might only be like $1,000. Remember, it was like $3,000 for a VCR, and then a few years later, it was like 1,000. And then a few years later, it's like $200. Like all technology, it's just going to get cheaper as time goes by, as it becomes more adopted, becomes more mainstream. Again, it's not something I would engage in or many of my followers would engage in. I like real women. I'm sure you like real women, even though we have to put up with that mouth, that yang, the attitude at times. And sometimes you might be tempted, like, hey, I just get this robot doll that looks hotter than you, younger than you, more fit. Sure, it's mechanical, but it listens to me, does what I want, doesn't talk back to me. Some guys will choose to do that.
That's crazy.
Personally, I'll just stop dating women, period. If that's the case. And
robots will never replace the human touch. The human touch is therapeutic. It's God knew what he was doing. I will never, ever, 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 ever go for a fucking robot or anything like that. I want any normal man wants a real woman. It's a no-brainer. And what are you going to do? What are these guys going to do if that thing short circuits, starts frying out, bugging out, wigging out? What are they going to do when it breaks down? Go get another one? I mean, this is just sick. You can take it to church? Seriously? Get it saved? Try to?
I get tired of them. I'll just stop dating, period. Right? I'm just not going to date. I'm not going to
just not date.
But you know who will? Simps. Simps will do it.
Oh, yeah, they
guys
will.
Who are incels, guys who are desperate, guys who are blue pill, they will turn to it. This will be the first time they have something that is theirs that will want them back, because she's programmed to want them back, and that will like basically cater to his every need. So he'll think to himself, just logically, like, why do I need to go out to these feminist events where the women are completely ugly, overweight, treat me disrespectfully, even though I'm there helping them, and will probably never sleep with me or do anything romantic with me ever, when I've got this doll at home that is young, fit, hot, submissive, and does whatever I want. Right?
It's
and
a
follows
robot.
me around. Well, I don't even need to do this anymore. They're going to lose. And again, you don't need all the simps to abandon feminism. You just need a good like 30 to 40%. I mean, that's more than enough. The whole thing will collapse. It'll collapse in itself. But that's my opinion. And I've talked about this too on the It's Complicated channel when he interviewed me, Jonathan. I said that. Everyone thought I was nuts. But I'm like, trust me, it's going to happen. I'm going to look like a genius in a few years. But I was like, it's going to happen. That's just where we're headed. But it's not only going to be feminism, but it's also going to be the entire dating market.
Another commercial.
Feminism, but it's also going to be the entire dating market as a whole that is going to basically crumble and fall within itself, at least for women, because how can you sustain something and keep something alive when you lose your biggest supporters, which for women are, guess who? Simps. Who are the ones that are
not only is it dating for those reasons, but you got men, they're not turning into robots. You got normal men that are just saying, fuck all these Western women, or especially here in America. They're going to places like Thailand, Vietnam. They're going to China. Believe it or not, they're going to other places, South Korea, whatever it takes. They're going to fucking other places to find women. Philippines, big one is the Philippines. Thailand's a big place that could be going, and Vietnam in particular. Philippines, they're going over there, find themselves women, because a lot of those women over there, they're in their 20s, and they don't care if you're 55. They're not like these women here that are brainwashed to think, oh, because you're so much older than me, I can't do that. These morons don't even know that decades, if not a century ago, it was normal for a girl to be 19 or 18 with a 40-year-old. There's an actual novel and a movie called Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre, look it up. Jane Eyre. Rochester, he's a 40-year-old rich guy living in this big-ass mansion. And I think his wife lived up in the attic. She was crazy. And you don't know if he drove her crazy or it was another reason. But he had a daughter, right? A daughter who was like 5 years old. And he hired this this 18-year-old girl, or as I love how news reports refer to 18-year-old girls or females as either girls or women, depending on the type of article, right? You're a woman, right? You're a man at 18. You could go fight for your country. You're a man, so I don't want to hear any of that shit. You should be able to drink a damn beer at 18 if you could fight for your country and die for your country at 18. But I digress. So this 18-year-old Rochester hired, I think that was his last name. He hired her to like tutor his daughter, and he traveled a lot, so to be her guardian, especially while he was away. And Rochester over time and Jane Eyre, well, they got a liking to each other and they got together. And it wasn't taboo. It was none of this shit was taboo like people make things taboo today. Um, it's this society. This, men are just so. Getting back to the Philippines, you can have a 20-year-old. I follow one, Filipina Elated, and her sister Filipina. Can't remember the adjective, but anyway, these two channels I watch: Filipina Elated and Filipina something else, Filipina, and they're both young. They're like around 20, and they have their heads screwed on straight. They're like really mature. They're not like these 20-year-olds here in the West. The 20-year-olds here in the West, back when my mother was growing up, were actual women. They were married with children. Seriously. Seriously. They were working before they were 20. They had more of an adult role. But now you got 20-year-old kid adults. That's what we have here in America. But over in the Philippines, you know, the 20-year-old daughter's helping her father build a fire to cook the meat, doing chores like that, fetching the water, whatever it takes, because that area, it requires a family unit to work together to make things work. Get water, get food, cook the food, get this, get that. It's not like over here where the baby, all right? So over there, they're very open-minded to dating someone who's 50 years old, to dating someone who's 40 years old. They're not closed-minded like they are over here. And some will argue, well, that's because they're gold diggers over here. Maybe, maybe not. More often than not, maybe not. I'm going to say not, because I know over time quite a few men who married Philippine women that are still with them to this day. It wasn't just based on money. It was based on the person. These people were men went over there. They were serving in the military. They've met a Filipino woman or maybe a Vietnamese woman, and those women are still with them today. So it wasn't just about money, because these men didn't really come from a lot of money. They were in the military. You're not making a lot of money. It's ridiculous. These women in the other parts of the world are more traditional minded, more old school, old world minded, as I would think. Yes, they have cell phones. Yes, they have some. Some of them have more. I mean, you can't help. The West is everywhere. Our value, our culture has permeated just about every country. But by and large, most of them are still very traditional. They're family minded. You know, they're loyal, and you ain't getting that here in the West. You're just not. Increasingly not. It's very hard to find here in the West. And you got men, either soy boys turning into robots, or you got alpha males going over there to other parts of the world to get themselves a fucking woman. And that's the sad commentary on the state of where we are today, especially here in America. And you have no one to blame, women, when you're all alone, you're hitting 30, you're hitting the wall. You have no one to blame but your fellow fucking bra burning, women's libtard, women's lib, me. I could bring home the bacon fry up in the pan, and I don't needs no man. Fellow woman to blame, and yourself perhaps. All right, it's time. There's a reason why more women are becoming coming away from this this movement, this liberation movement, women's lib. There's a reason why they're coming away from that now, coming off that plantation. There's a reason why the trad wife, which means traditional wife, has been introduced into the, can I use this word right, lexicon, our dialogue, right? There's a reason why. Because women are increasingly sick and tired of what they're seeing, and they're saying this isn't right. We need to get back. We need to make relationships great again. All right, that's what it is.
Liking all of their photos on social media,
yeah.
Dropping all of these really simpish comments on all of their dating profiles, placating to them and feeding their ego. And it's these guys that they're about to lose. These low value,
knock it off, beta males.
Pill beta males.
Stop fucking feeding the beast. Stop friggin' liking the damn bullshit selfies. I'm sick and tired of seeing them. Friggin' every damn day, the same person doing a damn fucking selfie. You don't know what you look like? The FBI knows what you look like. The government knows what you look like. Everyone knows what you look like. You don't know what you look like? How many damn? I gotta have likes for this. Oh, I gotta have likes for this. I gotta show my thigh. I gotta show my ass. Disgusting, man. Have you no class? Of course you do. It's all low.
That are going to be
Or
turning
no.
to these AI bots and these AI girlfriends
Have you no
for
shame?
companionship,
It's crazy.
for comfort, for conversation. Because they're not getting it from these women. These women are barely giving them the time of day. They're getting scraps, if that, scraps of attention from these chicks that are not even really that good looking. They'll take anything they can get.
They're not. They're doctored up. They're AI with their videos and pictures and shit like that. When you see them in real person, you're like, man, that's fake as hell. Fake eyelashes, fake this, fake that. And for you beta males, you need to stop sending these friggin' girls your money. They're not gonna get with you. You're not gonna lock them in. It's not happening. It's not happening. They got a cash app or something like that. Fuck that. Just run away. Do not stop feeding the beast. Stop sending them your hard-earned money. Stop sending likes. Stop sending them your emotions. Stop wearing your heart on your sleeve. For these newfangled new age girls, just knock it off. Stop feeding the beast. It's time to cut them off. It's time for them to. They're starving for attention. Good. Let them starve. Stop feeding them. Stop feeding these egotistical narcissists, because that's what they are. They're narcissists that do this, and I'm constantly seeing it. It's this. I want to rip them personally. I want to rip them a new one. I really do, but I have to bite my typing fingers. I'm like, damn, seriously, you can't take a break from the shit. What's wrong with you? If I was like if I was this person's friend, this person's family member, or something like that, I'd be like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why do you gotta constantly damn show your legs, show your fucking ass? You're walking a fucking dog. Who cares? Who cares? You got it every day? You're on elliptical. Okay, woohoo, woohoo, big deal. Big deal. And then you got to pan down to your knees and all that shit. It's retarded. It's retarded. How old are you? What's wrong with you? This is where we're at. Then they get butthurt if they watch a video like this, and they'll delete themselves from your friends list because they know they're guilty. They're guilty, and they know it. And they can't stand the truth. They can't handle the truth. Most people out there can't handle it. There you go.
The desperate guys of the world. They're the guys that never learn game. They're the type of guys that will hate on content like mine, say I'm a misogynist and womanizer.
He said they're the guys that do this, that give them the attention and never learn game. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Matt. I never learned the game that you play. I haven't. I don't really. But I'm not going to hate on your content because what you're saying is real. I'm just not going to play their games. I never was. When it came to women, I'm not chasing you. Why the fact do I have to chase you? Why does a man have to chase you, feed you, pay the bills, do all this shit while you sit on your ass and you're on the internet, right, working on the next best thing, flirting with this guy and that guy while your man's at work, or the man's at work, right, thinking he's got you locked in and you're in love and all this shit? Why? Why does a man have to chase you? I'm insulted. Every man out there should be insulted that you have to chase a woman, that you have to go after her and say, please like me, please, I'll give you roses, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. Well, then they like you for what you're giving them. They don't like you then. If they don't like you, then to hell with them. To hell with them. But I'll be damned to lower myself. You know what I look at myself as? It's like when you go shopping. You pass this product on the shelf. No advertisement. You never seen an advertisement on TV or the radio. But you look at that and you pick it up and go, damn, this looks good. I like this package. What is this about? And yeah, okay, I'm gonna buy it. I want this. If they're not attracted to you, and if a woman can't come up to you and somehow let you know that she likes you, she's interested, then screw that. I'm not playing their games. Why? It's humiliating that a man has to chase a woman to convince them to like you, and then in the end, only for them to kick you in the ass. And then you're in debt, you're divorced, you're paying alimony and all this shit. You wasted all that time. Never used to be like this. We're talking about these new age women, these women since the 60s that have grown into this beast of a person, of constant attention seeking, constant thinking that they're above everyone else, that they're on this big pedestal. Stop putting them on that damn pedestal too. Because this shit never used to be like this. All right? Never used to be like this. I even tell the guys at the gym, the guys that I mentioned before, 29 and 35-year-old, And other guys, 19 years old, 20, they're even having problems finding someone and dating and shit like that. I said, too bad you didn't live in the 90s and before that, where actually you could actually meet a girl. A girl would let you know that she liked you somehow, and if she didn't have the guts to let you know directly, she would tell a friend, "Can you let him know I like him somehow?" Relay the message to a friend to send to tell that guy. Somehow, some way, they met in real life. They had eye contact. Now, what you see when you go out there, especially at the gym, you see they're hot-looking girls. I ain't gonna lie. They got the hat on, which is weird. They got these hats on all the time, and the hat's down. The bill is down, covering her eyes, which makes them look very shady. It's they don't want eye contact with you. They don't want you talking to them. But these are the same girls that are fucking damn starving for attention, going, "Why does anybody at the gym like me?" Look at your body language. Look at how you act. Look at how you dress. Look at your lack of eye contact. It's like they're not even real. These fucking robots, I bet, are more human-like when I think about it than these girls out there in the so-called real world, who act like they don't see you. They act like they don't know you. They don't talk to you. They can't. If you approach them, they think you're a creep or say you're a creep and make videos about you. Men are tired of this, and you wonder why everything's all screwed up and upside down. Go look in the mirror, ladies. Not
and
all,
all this
but
other
most.
stuff. They can't do what we do over here, right? They can't get women the normal way. So these are going to be the best customers for these AI chicks. Once they abandon not only the feminists, but a lot of these modern women that you see today that have these completely inflated egos, have gotten these completely inflated egos and completely have overvalued their SMV over the last 10 to 15 years, thanks to the apps and the social media. These low value dudes that they would never give the time of day to. These are the guys that are filling their heads, making them feel like, oh man, I'm the most beautiful woman in the world, when they would never date any of these guys. It's like a bunch of fat chicks liking all of your photos. You wouldn't be like, yep, I'm the man. I'm the man. I got all these 300-pound, gnarly looking twos liking my profile, dropping these comments. I must be hot. I must be super hot. No, you would be like, man, there's something wrong with me. Why are only ugly fat women liking my profile? Why are only ugly fat women dropping comments? That wouldn't blow up your ego. That wouldn't make you feel good about yourself. It would make you feel worse about yourself. So it's completely asinine that the women of the world have allowed themselves to feel like they're hotter than they are, because they have guys who live in their mom's basement that can never get a girl in their lives, that are basically incels liking all of their photos and videos on social media.
Man, I'm glad that you incorporate more pictures and stuff.
If you go, that wouldn't make you feel good about yourself. It would make you feel worse about yourself. So it's completely asinine that the women of the world have allowed themselves to feel like they're hotter than they are, because they have guys who live in their mom's basement that can never get a girl in their lives, that are basically incels liking all of their photos and videos on social media. This completely doesn't make sense. But regardless, guys, that is where we're headed really the next 5 to 10 years. I see feminism not only collapsing in on itself, but also just the dating sexual marketplace for women entirely collapsing upon itself. It doesn't mean all the simps need to abandon them. There will be a good number of them who don't want any part of this AI stuff, just like you don't or I don't. They might also think it's creepy. However, like I said, you don't need all of them to abandon you.
Yeah, but here's what I say. I'm not going for AI, but here's another thing I ain't doing. I'm not going to damn shower you with likes and love emoticons and shit like that and type in "you're so hot." You might appear to be, but you know what you are more than anything? A damn narcissist. And it's one thing that I can't stand. There's one thing that pisses me off and turns me off more than anything. And it's not just me. It's a lot of guys I've been talking to. Is a fucking egotistical, self-centered narcissist. Can't stand it. And neither can a lot of these guys. So much so they'll go to a fucking fake-ass damn a robot of all things. A robot's fake as all get out. That's the epitome of fake, but maybe not. Maybe you're so fake, as some of you women out there that act like this, that he described and all that. You're so fake that the robot actually seems more real than you, and you're the one that's supposed to be human. You're the one that's supposed to be, acting like a human, and we're supposed to be making human contact and having all normal relations with. But it's not happening. It ain't us. It's you. You go look in the mirror. It's ridiculous. Knock it the fuck off. Fucking selfies. You know what selfies are? Selfish. 2 Timothy 3 generation. lovers of themselves, right? Go look at 2 Timothy 3. That's one verse. If there ever was a verse that I would actually cling to or hang on, and I have, it's that verse in the Bible. There's a lot of them, but that one encapsulates where we are. Knock it the feck off. Ridiculous where we're at. Wait till the next round. I got another round for you coming up ASAP, because this shit's got to stop.